yeah, that was me hopping off the Wi-Fi and onto the 5G network. So, I think it's 5G. That's what I'm on now. Yeah, cool. So, to kind of catch up on the where we left off with Ask a Mom, I was trying to think of the best way to do the next episode. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and continue on today. So I'm not going to try to catch up and do 2 episodes. I'll just do 1 today, and that's fine. I think that's going to be best for everyone. But it does come to the next element of what it is we're doing. And with that, I want to make sure those of you who, understand how all of the various systems work, all of that stuff is things that we will definitely dig into on a friend of mine started, let me pause. A friend of mine uses the term at the plankton level, and I absolutely love that, especially from a scientific standpoint of the, all the way down on I've heard a cellular level. Personally, if you are a giant nerd into quantum, we're going to get all the way down to the atomic level and learn all the fun things that make the world go round. And that's everything from how does a computer work to, yes, we're going to go over the fun topic of where babies come from. Yeah! I know everyone is so excited. But we're literally going to talk about every nitty-gritty element of what's going on in the world, what is going on in our neighborhoods, what is making it scary for a lot of people to live and breathe and exist in this world that feels like it is constantly on fire. And part of that comes into the element of, literally the impact of fire, smoke inhalation, and all of that fun stuff. So, we're going to go and talk to our local firemen and learn all about fire safety. And we're going to schedule some time to go and talk to our local law enforcement office and ask them questions too. Because if you do not know how the system works on your local level, you're never going to understand how the system works on a national level or a global level. And I say this because I grew up within the American system of public information. And a lot of, there's a lot of things that is good, bad, however you feel about censorship, but it is your home, or we'll talk about, our hive, and I said that a lot. I don't know. I don't want to make people feel like they're dumb if they understand topics and things that I'm talking about, but I also don't want to assume that everyone has the same information that I have, because I know not everybody does. And because not everyone has the information I have, on top of which they may use different words to explain situations and whatnot, we end up in this weird area of understanding definitions. And because of that, and if you haven't seen it yet, QJ Raw is a friend of mine. We just started working together and are going to be doing collabs and all sorts of fun stuff. So get really excited for that. But he put out his signal message talking about exactly kind of his, we'll say his product, because that's what he specifically has, is he put together a patent for a he owns the patent. It's super, super cool for a human digital twin. And when we say a human digital twin, I need you to understand that this is not a artificial intelligence assistant. But it is, because it is built off of all of the technology that is available to us. However, when it comes to the digital twin aspect of it, you have to understand that you need emotional intelligence. So what QJ Raw does is he brings in this element of emotional intelligence so you can learn to understand yourself as though you're looking in a mirror. And that can be really, really scary, because not everyone likes what they see when they in the mirror. And over the 250 years that have existed, and I can go all the way through church and the Vatican, and I saw a clip where it was talking about the Rothschild family and all of this stuff. All of that information is public information available to people, but the key is you have to learn how to read, and you have to understand the definitions and the words that are being used. So it's even that plankton level of understanding and reading comprehension. So we're going to get into all of that fun stuff. But today I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And I talk about my family a lot because I really, really love my family. And my hive is my family and consists of my husband, baby girl, and baby boy. And then I would call them life partners, basically, because I told them they're stuck with me, because that is what they need and what I need. And what that comes down to is when you work within technology and space and these very complex areas, you have to be able to trust the individuals that you surround yourself with to challenge you and call you out on your bullshit, but you also have to trust them to help you to grow and nurture the emotional intelligence side of relationships, to understand how these relationships and everything work. And so individuals who are considered within my hive, I'll talk about Sugar Mama, and she's absolutely amazing, and is the CEO of Astrolith, which sponsors like 95% of what we do because she pays all my bills. Hence why I jokingly call her Sugar Mama. And then you can see, the Astrolith team consists of a few other individuals that we are working with to put together this amazing NFT collection of women of color in space. And when I Um, I know that I am as white can be. I know this. Um, at the other end is I have grown up within tribal institutions, I guess is the best way to explain that, in that your people might not look exactly like you, and it took me a lot of that, being willing to be called out on my bullshit to understand the impact of, garbage systems to individuals who don't look like me. Because on the outside, I fit the bill of what the nuclear family is supposed to look like. And I say it's supposed to look like because, again, when we go into definitions, the definition of a nuclear family was that, small group family, this is, what it is. And as I continue to talk and share all of my stories and everything, you'll learn that the nuclear family is called the nuclear family because it's literally talking about nuclear technology and how those individuals kind of are different, but also some of them are really fucked up. And whether it's because we've been guinea pigs for, 200 years, or what the actual reasoning, and we'll go into the various factors of liability and risk, and whose fault is it that the world is burning? All of that stuff. We're going to go into that, but in order to do that, and in order to understand that when you're talking about very real hurt and you're dealing with very real people, you, one, have to know who has your back, because quite often you're going to end up in a fight, and you got to know, where's it coming from? So that way I can, or, your hive can react in the manner that needs to, react to it. And I'm getting up to the school to pick baby girl up. So, and it's pickup time. So I'm going to stop here and we will continue on this later. Like I said, I'm just kind of sporadically talking on live today because I'm delightfully chaotic today is what I keep saying. So, yeah, I'll be back in a bit.